Why should I do inner work? This is a question that I was asked very recently by one of my clients. And I found this very interesting because most of the time people ask, how should I do inner work? Not why should I do inner work? So this shows a higher level of awareness and wanting to know clearly what is going on. But I decided to answer a slightly different question. What are the benefits of doing inner work? Now, these questions might sound the same, but towards the end of the video, I will tell you why they're different. When we try to answer the question, why should we do inner work or what are the benefits of doing the inner work, we need to understand what is inner and then inner work. So, what is inner? You might have noticed that you have patterned ways of thinking. You think consistently in the same way and also patterned way of behaving. For example, the kind of food you would like, or kind of people you'd like to hang out with, or kind of interactions you have with them. With a certain person, you might be in a hostile agreement. The other person is shouting, you're shouting, but we are telling the same thing. And with another person, it could be very cordial. So you would notice the patterns, and these patterns are visible in every part of your life. It could be intimacy, it could be your job, it could be a spirituality. So it affects all your life and all aspects of your life. So these are thinking and behaving patterns. Where do these patterns come from? They come from your childhood. And probably you had some of them when you were born. So even younger children, you would notice there's a way they would interact with the strangers. Like some of them would be very happy to interact with them, and others would stay behind for a while in a safe distance. And after a while, only they would feel, okay, I can interact with this person. And this behavior would continue to demonstrate in the rest of their life. So everybody has pattern behaviors, and these pattern ways of thinking and behaving can change. So one way is the way we experience the world. So you might do something that you think is right, and you get a very harsh feedback, and your system would pick it up and decide based on the feedback, maybe what you did was wrong. It doesn't mean what you did was wrong. All I'm saying is you got feedback and you change what is happening within you to adapt to that. Maybe you watch something very inspirational, movie or a video, and then it had a strong effect on you and you picked up that trait. Maybe you notice something happened to your friend and realize, okay, maybe this behavior is good. I should pick it up. Maybe you got stuck and somebody said, okay, why don't you look at it this way? So now all of a sudden you pick up a way to think. Or your model is not a static thing. And I use the word model because we refer this, your model of the world. How you perceive what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, what is useful, what is not useful, what is valuable, what is not valuable is within you. You might feel there's an objective reality of good and bad, but what is happening is your civilization and the society you live in and the family you are living and your immediate peers and the authority figures that you interact with eventually help you create these models. So everybody has a model of the world and it keeps changing. So when you're young, it changes a lot. When you're older, it changes less. So your early childhood is a very important part of your life where there's a high level of model changes, a lot of inputs come in, and also at the same time, your analytical mind is not very well developed. So you take everything in. And this is also why parenting is very important and knowing how to parent children is important. When you have a certain level of maturity, your conscious mind or the logical mind picks up these values and beliefs. And when you make decisions, these models that you have created come into play. And you would look at a certain situation of life. Maybe you'll have to give a donation. And based on what you have gathered so far, you would decide whether, this is a good thing, or no, no, I don't like these people. I don't think this money would use in a proper way. So maybe it is two extreme ends, but you would see both kind of people. And if you want to think why they had different experiences in some part of their life where their model incorporated that part of the decision making. Your conscious mind is a very small part of your mind. So most of the other decisions, 95% of the decisions and 95% of the behaviors that you demonstrate is delegated to your unconscious mind. And if you make use of the a model of the world, your model of the world, to execute those things. And this model of the world is usually not visible to you. It is quite invisible to you. You can become aware, but most of the time it is quite invisible. So what happens is sometimes your model of the world picks up two different ideologies and take both of them in. And now you end up with a conflict. Say you want to get a promotion, or you want to settle down, or you want to eat a certain kind of food. And if you take the example of promotions, you might like the perks you would receive, but you might not like the kind of workload and the time that you have to put to that. If you take the food that you want to have, you might like the food, but you might not like some of the side effects that could potentially have on you. Now you have two different parts of your model of the world bringing conflict to you. And if this is career, you might get stuck. If this is life, you might not make decisions. You might decide not to settle down. Okay, I would really like this person, but it really limits my freedom. You would delay your decisions or not take them at all, keeping you stuck in a certain life condition. So this is one part of the problems with model of the world. Model of the world is not 100% problem. Model of the world is very useful for you to live your daily life, have meaningful interactions with other people, but model of the world is not perfect. So it can have conflicts. And the other aspect is model of the world could be wrong. Some aspect of the model of the world could be wrong. When you are a child, somebody might shout at you and they might say some words, this is why you should do it. But as a young child, you would not hear their logic. Rather, you would hear, I should listen to these people that shout at me. Or somebody would come and tell you, this is the best thing ever. This is the highest possible thing that you can have. You should aspire to have it. And as a young child, you might not have enough capacity to analyze and understand that. So you just go in. And when you get older, you would start seeing other possibilities in your life. But when you try to achieve them, this other idea of this other highest thing that is already in your mind comes out. So now we are stuck. This is how you be a good boy, good girl. This is how to be a very good mother. This is how to be a very good father, etc., etc. Like a lot of these things are put into your model of the world when you are young. And when you become an adult, they become irrelevant. So some part of your model of the world may have been wrong from the beginning, and some part of the model of the world may have expired. If you consider overall aspect of your model of the world, it's good. It helps you live your life without thinking about everything, like what should I wear, what should I buy, your morning routine, etc., etc. So all these things are automated for a lot of people. But sometimes it could have conflicts where you can get you stuck, or it could be wrong or expired, where now you are operating from a invalid set of instructions. So when you do something based on invalid instructions, even if you assume you would get a certain result, you're not going to see that, which leads to frustration. So this is where inner work comes in. Inner work is working with your model of the world so that you can have the results you want to have. If you haven't decided on any results, you don't have to do anything. So this is why I did not answer the question why I should do inner work. There's no should. You don't have to do anything. You already have a model of the world. It's quite functional. It gives good results most of the time. But if you decide, I want to create this experience for you, or I want to have this in my life, I want to get promoted, I want to settle down, I want to be a much better partner, I want to be a much better employee, I want to be a much better citizen, I want to be a much better mother or father. And you notice there are things that happen from you that is not aligned with that, but you don't have a lot of control over it, which means now you have to go back and start making changes to your model of the world, start changing some beliefs, values, expectations, identities, etc. This inner work is also what we call shadow work. I hope this brought some understanding to you. I'm Gam Kasri, Chief Trainer and Coach for Mind Designs International. This particular video is not a video about Reiki and meditation. Rather, this is a video about our coaching side and also hypnotherapy. So if you're interested on those services, connect with me and we'll explore the possibilities of making a better future for you. Take care of yourself. Jai Shri.